controllers. There we are. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Concept Design in VR. So I'm just gonna start anew because I'm not sure what exactly I had in here. Okay. If you were following along with me this morning on Facebook or Twitter, which I don't necessarily expect you to, but if you were, then you saw that I'm going to be working today and probably this whole week on the props and components for a cyberpunk style cyber dock, like a chop shop is the term that they tend to use. And truth be told, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing. I just thought it'd be a cool idea and kind of went with it from there. But some things I know we're going to need. We're going to need some kind of a gurney or a hospital bed or an operating table, some kind of a lighting system, probably a computer desk and bay, and then random stuff to put on the walls and that sort of thing. So I find that for me, it really helps make these things when I have a bit of my story in place. And so I was thinking it'd probably be fairly important to know who the doctors are going to be. And I'm sorry, I'm not modeling yet, but I think this is important to go through for the first day of the week. So I'm thinking this is going to be some kind of like an unlicensed cyberdock in a big mega building, sort of like Kowloon City was in Hong Kong in the 80s and early 90s. And it's going to be at least 3 primary physicians. One is going to be a neo-goth chick, transhumanist in her late 20s. Another is going to be your very classic, like 60s Bell Labs computer scientist style hippie botanist and geneticist. And the third is going to be an ex-corp, somewhat straight-laced looking, the term I was thinking was like a Mr. Rogers type looking neuro programmer computer guy. So we're going to have some creepy shit. We're going to have some plants and some disorganization. And we're going to have some stuff that feels very uptight. All 3 in the same fairly small, cramped space, which I think might give us a neat vibe. But I think before we get too far into thinking about the people, let's start with some just basic stuff. I think today I'm going to work on lighting. Chop shop. Lighting. Say failed. Why'd it say fail? Many of spaces. No. Or there's got to be something there, probably. Let's see. Never tried this. Yes, there has to be something there. So now we have a save file. Okay. So I want to make a lighting rig first. And again, I don't really have a clear idea yet, but I think I might even make a couple of them today and see what we get out of it. Maybe kind of thumbnail it a bit. Undo that. Increase res twice. That's as large as we can get. I'm going to try to make it smaller so I can use smaller parts. So that's as large as we can get. That's fine. Cool. Single. There's some kind of a... and now let's do my usual. Set move to my spare tool because I tend to prefer that the most. Active layer only, 0 spacing. And try to make it a little flatter. So I'm going to go with a fairly traditional, to start with anyway, like centralized lighting ring. So this hangs from the ceiling in the middle of the room, and then like probably here's where the operating table would be. So we're just going to make some things that give us some shapes that we think would be cool. Get higher in res. We're working fairly small here. This piece may be too small just in general. Let's see, how do we feel about this? That's better. Okay. I want to flip it around though. And I'm just going to be exploring shapes right now as much as anything to give us something we can use that reads properly. Gonna need a centralized, so this is gonna be like our maybe let's see, something like that. Nah, I don't like that yet. I'm gonna be a little bit all over the place today here, I think, probably because this is truly just designing in space. Am I beeping for? I don't know. Hmm? Not me. All right, let's just see. Oh, no, nothing important for this right now. Just checking to see if my Facebook was dinging. Never know these days. Something like that. No, but better the other way around. And maybe a little bit smaller. Let's see, maybe even like, instead of straight across, maybe down. Yeah. Okay. And then we can go to the opposite side here. And then I know that one's not exactly lined up. There. Something like that to start with is feeling pretty good. I still want something central here down the middle. Like something that's going to bathe light on everything. And I'll probably want something that'll hold that first. Let's see what this shape look like. Yeah, that's looking good. Something like that would be very cool, I think. Let's put it on its own layer though, so I can move it around a little bit and we can disconnect it too. I really wish there's a way to centralize an object, but there's not. One more time, I'll try it. That seems to be the best thus far. Yeah, not bad. Can I take it? Something like that? Sure. And then, oh, actually, I think I like it better the other side down. Well, we'll leave it like this. Okay. And then down here, into more like armature pieces. Go away. And we can lay it out like that. So that's going to come down, and that's our light shape, as it were. So this is going to be on. We'll reverse it around and make it literally exactly the same shape again. Just another piece. It's a little low res. I think it's fine. It's gonna be up there at the top too. Then we're going to want a new layer. Increase the response on it. And go grab just a sphere. Because we'll make that our light. And let's just paint it red, make sure it looks where we want it to be. Okay, so that's our central light shape coming down. At least one option for it. Maybe, I think on the same thing, let's go back to clay and do that here as well. One there. There. There and there. Okay. And paint all four of those. So we can see if we go outside, which we did. We don't want to have that happen. So let's go back to clay and erase the outsides of that. Okay. So we got 4 lights there. We got 4 lights, or 5 lights, I suppose. Okay. Now we're gonna want some like things coming off of there. We can also use for lights. I think we're gonna increase the res one more time. Maximum size. Like that. Okay, sure. And then a piston down the middle, just because, or even let's see a wire. We have a straightish wire. Let's do that on a new layer. And one more. No, I don't think that wire's the one for us here. This one? Also looking kind of. Am I on single? Yeah, I think we might just be a bit too tight in for these right now. So let's go back up and go to pistons and see if we can find something that'll work. That's better. Okay. And that's as big as it'll get. Yep. Shrink that down to that part only. Pull it out. That part only. Pull it out. Do the same thing up here. Pull that down to there. Okay. Reasonably straight enough. Okay. And then this piece up here, we're gonna figure out something for that. Let's just go and grab, I'm just gonna cap it off. Yep. Let's straighten that out though. Cap that off like that. Sure. Liking that a lot actually. And it just goes up into there, but that's cool. Even just yes. There we go. Now if we look up inside, there's something cool. And this is like an interiors layer of things. So this is for mechanical parts and that kind of thing that we want that color. Any other ones we want along here? maybe that there, and that there, like that. Just to give us something. And same thing here, like that. Yep, cool. Okay. So we're working on the lighting system. These are going to need to be some kind of lights as well. I might just literally do something like this. Yep. Cool. And then back to that layer. Shrink us down. Get right in there. And paint. Clay. Okay. Let's save. Okay. So that's coming down. That's looking all right. Looking at it from, let's see, so it's up like this, hanging over our heads. I feel like it needs some more parts. It definitely needs something, and I'm not entirely sure what, but I think we need to fix this. This one's the worst. Let's, okay, that's better, except for that. Let's cut that. See, this one, because it's not, I can't get a four-way symmetry on it. This one didn't work as well. Ugh, okay. Of course, that's gonna be the case too. All right, so it's not, so we can't leave it flat. Let's go grab one of these pieces. Let's try, see if we can line it up, although we're gonna run into the exact same problem again. Let's go to a higher layer. No, this is 5 is not like 5 is that shape. Okay, that'll work. Okay. Sure. It's going up, right? Yeah. Sure. It's not right, but I think for this level of concept art, we'll call it good. Okay. Again, it just makes it feel a little bit more put together. Okay. So now I feel like we need some more things around here. We definitely need cables on this one. There's no question at all about that. And we might need, excuse me, some higher res stuff here too. So this layer, right there, that there. Okay, just to give it some. Togetherness. Okay, that's cooler. I like it. And actually, we could go back. Let's do this on a new layer though. These are going to be small. Go to that. Fill those in there. And then I should have actually just painted it when I was doing it, but go away. So now we have a different light there, which I think will be cool too. We can make a different color out of it. Let's save. Okay. Now, let's go about adding some cables. I think I just made this one, right? Yeah. Clay. Round, continuous, steady stroke on, no stroke tapering, color, dark green. Like that. Too big, I think. Let's try it this way. That's better. And then also not just like that. Let's see, actually. Like that's better to start with, I think. Got those cables going on. And those come into here. And then maybe we just go like that. They're mounted inside. Like that. There we go. Yep, that works. Then let's see. Cable from there to there. Oh, that one went double, but that's fine. There we go. Some cables there. We're going to look at it like this. So we want to make sure that we're thinking about it in terms of how that's going to appeal and appeal to both. And what we can hide from things in our model we don't like to. Because it will definitely be stuff that we don't want to draw attention to. There. I'm not trying really for 100% symmetry, but a little bit would be cool. Mostly, as long as it feels cyberpunk, it's probably okay. Yeah, that's feeling sort of medically high tech. I can dig on that. Can you dig it? And like that. Sure. I don't know why it would have such a thing there, but it's going to. Sci-fi is so funny that way if you think about it. Like, does it make any sense? Nah, not at all. Often it totally does not make sense. That one's going to be a little different because it's in the front too. Yeah. My girlfriend just said, and I completely agree. It's like, I love how with sci-fi, sometimes it's high tech and sometimes it's not. Like the fact that there are no security cameras anywhere apparently in Handmaid's Tale, or if there are, they never talk about it. But these people do things in hospitals that if they, I would assume would get seen. They'd get seen in a hospital today, but it doesn't work for the story, so no one cares. And yeah, I guess that's an acceptable answer. Yeah, as she's as she says, if they're so concerned about like disobedience and people running off and all that kind of stuff, you'd think that they would actually pay attention to their security cameras. But they don't ever, because if they did, everyone on the whole thing would be screwed and we wouldn't have much of a show. So, but it is, as she says, it really bothers her. And I get why, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. At all, really, if you think about it. But it's kind of like the Black Panther thing in Infinity War, right? Which was kind of silly too. It's like you would be better served with AK-47s and a couple of attack helicopters. Yeah. Or even cooler guns with all that tech. But instead, no, we get spear chanting and charging in the like dumbest military strategy known to man. Yeah. As she just said, did they take notes from Peter Jackson in The Hobbit? Feels like it sometimes. Yeah, the Battle of Five Stupids, you know. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Be angry. That's what we're gonna do because we're nerds, and I think that's our God-given right, right? Mm-hmm. We'll blame Michael Bay somehow. You know, yeah. But anyway, I perhaps I'm losing focus a little bit. Okay, let's erase. Yeah, it's moistly hot here today. Okay. Fix those up. So those are just bullshit cables. They don't really hold up well if I get close to it. But for right now, we'll call it good. Another new layer. And I'm just looking for interesting things to add to the stuff at this point. This is not really that complicated or precise, either one. It's just, can you make it cool? Make it feel, does this part have anything I want to it? It's cool. But maybe not right now. Although it would go well to fill up these sort of kind of problematic holes that have been bugging me. Yes, for a while. So we'll do that. And we'll do that. Yeah, that's much better. That looks way... I don't have to fix it in post later. When you got a bad part, sometimes the easiest thing is just to put another part on top of it. And it's still a little bad there, but way better. Let's quick save again. So this is like another layer of plating and larger details. And I'm going to leave it this gray color because I think it will be a different... go away. Go away. It will be a different color on the model, probably. Then which way was that going? That hole is on. Let's see, square side in. That's the square side. Like that. So we're just kind of adding detail. Is that upside down? Maybe for that. Those could also be lights. Might be something else to think about later. Is have another set even further down. But I think in the short term now, they're good. And let's just turn off city stroke. Let's clean this up a little bit. Well, it might be the easiest way. Yep, that was the easiest way. Clean that up. And okay. I don't think I'm going to wind up making two today. I think it's just going to be our lighting rig, but that's okay. Cool. I don't know what they are, but cool. And then backside. Same thing. And maybe even, let's see what happens. Put one there like that. Yeah. I don't know what they're for. What does this piece look like? Probably a little too grungy. That piece looks cool though. There. And let's go back to our layer 6s. Those are our, no. 7 is our green light, right? Yeah. So let's go place another green light. Let's put one on both sides. Okay. Paint. Color, sample, green. No. Color, sample, green. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Which means now back to clay. And then these cables. Sample. And clay. And let's connect these in somehow. Continuous. Steady stroke. And even. Like that. Cool. I'm gonna go back to our 7. Back to 7. Single. Place a green light there. Just so it's different. And maybe, yeah, sure. A green light there. Okay. Let's quick save. And I think just, it's on layer 10. That's that piece again, right? Yeah. Let's grab that. And then grab continuous. Actually, even single. This piece here. Yes. That's so cool. I love it when I find a piece that I actually think is awesome. Bring that up there like that. And it's a little too much, but bring this up and together. Yes. So there's our full arm up to the ceiling. That's badass. I like that part a lot. I have to remember that one. Do we give it cables? Yeah, we might as well. Let's give it cables. 8. You see this, as I've said before, but I just keep saying it. This is very much a back and forth kind of process. You make something else, you make something else, and you just gradually you don't worry too much about it. Like that. There we go. It starts to come together. I feel like that's coming together nicely now. So this is our central lighting system the doc has over the hospital bed. It moves around. It's probably controlled via, like mental signal, which is cool. Let's give a couple more cables. Not there though. Let's go up. Cables not even like that. Let's do one more time. Did I get it? No. Let's go from here down. That's better. Yeah, let's make it a little more flowing. I'm just gonna go nuts. One new layer. And that single. Let's go. One more light, but I don't want it to be that color. I want it to be that color. Paint. Yellow. There. And then we need to do the same thing here. Clay. Yellow. Just so now we can have lights going everywhere. We can actually light up a dark room with this thing, which would be cool. Make actual emissive lights out of it. Let's quick save. Yeah, I'm digging this one. Let's export it. And 6 mil polys. Yeah, it's not bad. Cool. Very workable with. So I know that this is not a whole finished scene thing yet, but stick with me this week because, like I said, every day this week I'm going to try to work on more of this doc shop so that by Friday we can put this whole thing together and have a completed environment with a lot of parts versus just sort of gesturally making everything super simple. This will be a little bit more detailed than that because everything's going to be to about this level. I'm going to take this, even though it's not going to be finished, and put it sort of up rendered on my Instagram so you can see what it would look like by itself. And then, yeah, thanks for following along. Please subscribe either here on Twitch or on my archive on YouTube. And I will be back again tomorrow, probably with the actual surgery table tomorrow. Okay, later.